Good day. I am Tamara Scott. Thank you for staying with us through the break. I am typing out my Twitter live at 10:35 and Gassel Gretchen Logue, MissouriEducationWatchdog.com on webcast. Am I out of spaces? Where'd I go? On webcast1live.com. Ann, are you on the line?
I am here.
Thanks for joining me. Gretchen, are you joining us as well?
I am here as well.
Thank you, ladies, for coming back 1 week later. Just a week ago, we were talking about your lawsuit. You were filing, and I have to tell you this story. I'm holding in my hand, for those of you who are watching on live, this little teeny rock, and it is from the Valley of Elah. If anybody recognizes the Valley of Elah, it is where David fought Goliath. And I love that place in Israel. It's off the beaten path. It's not a tourist attraction. And when I was walking through the first time, I had picked up these stones, and they were so smooth, and I was taken by how smooth they felt to touch. And then they told me where I was, and the story of David and Goliath and the little song, One Smooth Stone. And it just kind of hit me, And the story of David and Goliath is amazing in its own right, that this young boy defeated this giant, and it talks about our faith and how we can stand. But this time, one of the pastors there with us, Rob McCoy out of California, had a different lesson for us that I thought was ever powerful. That the whole story was the Israelites were here in the promised land that God had given them, the God who had seen them through the wandering in the desert, who had provided their every need. They had not maybe been happy all the time, but they had food and their sandals never wore out, and they had seen his miracles. Yet he had promised them this land, this valley, and here it had been challenged, and they were quivering in fear. Rather standing with the God who had proven himself over and again with his promises, they were standing in fear and wondering what they would give up. And the lesson this pastor said was, why? Why were they allowing this Philistine in their camp to mock their God who had proven himself over and again? Why would we give up what has been rightfully given to us? And Ann and Gretchen, I don't know your faith, but to me that it's where we're at in America. Why are we so easily giving up the things that have been promised to us, that our founding fathers and our ancestors gave their blood to preserve? And here we are giving up our liberties and our freedoms without so much as a battle. And so I thank you two moms, you two women, you two ladies, for taking on this lawsuit. This is huge. You are David, and you're facing Goliath. And I thank you for not having the fear and trembling with those in the army who have the armor up on the hillside, but instead you come forward by yourself and say, I'm going to take this on because it's not right. Thank you very much.
Powerful words, Tamara. Mm-hmm.
Well, we need more people to stand up like you. We keep looking to our leaders, and our help's not going to come out of D.C., I'm afraid. And I'm afraid it's not coming out of our state houses. Too often they're giving us more problem, more labor, more rules, more oppression, more Common Core, more SBAC, more Park. So tell our listeners where you're at with the lawsuit now. What's happening?
It's so interesting that you talk about people standing up for their rights. We have so many examples right now of public agencies that completely ignore the law. And this lawsuit was based on that ignoring of the law. And yet they fully expect us in the school districts to follow every tiny regulation that they put out.
Great point. Great point. Mm-hmm. And unelected bureaucrats, that's the other problem. David Barton was on this show the day after the election in 2014, and he said 3,800 laws have been added since 2012. 3,800, not passed, added through regulations in the bureaucratic wing.
Mm-hmm. I think we've lost control of the narrative. Ann and I have talked about this, is that I believe that for so long we have thought that laws would protect us, that our state agencies in education would follow the law. And what's happened, I call it the lowest learner style of government. These agencies just basically do whatever they want to do, and nobody takes the time, because we do live busy lives, to research, say, no, this really isn't legal what you're doing. And they have we have time-limited representatives, senators, and they cycle out, but these agencies stay constant. So I think we have to have people who are vigilant to what exactly does the law permit them to do and what it doesn't. And we hear it over and over again. There's no accountability. So hopefully we think that this lawsuit will be the start of holding agencies and politicians accountable for what they do or what they don't do.
I'm so pleased you had the courage to do it. So we just got news. You were filing it last week, and you're filing it. And Ryan, you might want to put that visual up. You're filing it under the Constitution's Article 1, Section 10, Clause 3. Correct?
Correct.
And I will just read mine very quickly. Section 10. Clause 3 being the third paragraph, for those of you who may have a booklet. And really, you should have a booklet and carry it with you at all times. I think what you're after is no state without the consent of Congress, lay any duty of tonnage, keep troops or ships of war in time of peace, enter into any agreement or compact with another state, or with a foreign power, or engage in war unless actually invaded, or in such imminent danger as will not admit of delay. So I think the phrase we talked about is compact with another state. You're saying
Correct.
SBAC forced a multi-state compact that coerces other states to have to participate.
Right, and Congress was denied their constitutional authority to evaluate that and decide whether it was a worthwhile effort or not. They have in the past granted some interstate compacts when they felt that it was in the best interest of the Union, but they did not get that opportunity with either PARC or SBAC.
And so give us the update. The judge just ruled that you have merit?
He gave a summary judgment on the case, and that based on this case, his final judgment is that this compact does violate that clause of the Constitution, and therefore Missouri cannot pay membership dues into an illegal entity.
So, so have you won? Will they not be able to do it, or do you have to continue to fight forward? Will they appeal? What's the next process? So this is the first judgment. We won the first judgment. We expect the state probably will attempt to appeal, in which case it would go to the state appeals court. We're hoping that other states consider similar lawsuits, because, as I said, it applies to both PARC and SBAC, since they are both these interstate consortia. Right. And last week we talked about other folks joining in with you. It wouldn't be a class action lawsuit, but other states could follow suit. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
And if that state, what if the state is not in SBAC? Can they still follow suit or not?
If a state is in PARC, then they would probably, the consortia agreements are basically the same as I understand it. So they would be also an illegal compact.
Okay, very good. Anything in closing on the lawsuit? Because we're going to go to H.R. 5 and this cetera in our next conversation, but I want to make sure we've got all the details. And is there a way they can contact you if folks want to learn more and see what they can do in their state?
Certainly, you can reach us at nomocommoncore@gmail.com. That's probably the best way to get a hold of us to get more information about the lawsuit, and we can certainly talk to them about what our attorney has told us here, and get them going if they want to in their own state.
Okay, so no more for Missouri.
No, right? For Missouri.
Sounds like when they talk about the po fork. I can never say it down south. So no more NOMO. So abbreviation for Missouri, Common Core @gmail.com. We're going to take a break right here. We're going to be right back after these messages. We do want to give honor to our sponsors and make it possible for us to get this information out to folks. And when we come back, we'll be talking with Ann and Gretchen about this new bill at the federal level that you need to be aware of, and you need to be calling that switchboard number and asking your representatives to vote the way you want them to vote. And we'll be right back after these messages, and we'll tell you how that is.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
I'm Brian Leach, owner of Service Legends, and my position is Chief Talent Officer.
I'm Nicholas Wonderscheid.
I am Bernie Hobbs.
And I'm the service manager. Marketing Director and Client Relations Manager.
Everything that we do is about ensuring that we exceed your expectations.
Our clients are important to us. 100% satisfaction.
We're not just focused on heating and cooling. That's the easiest part of our job, actually, is fixing furnaces and air conditioners.
Everyone that we come in touch with, we want to improve lives.
Bottom line is, we've got our installation guarantees, 25% energy savings guarantee, comfort guarantee, temperature selection guarantee, property protection guarantee.
100% satisfaction guaranteed. Fixed rate or it's free.
All of those guarantees are backed up with a 100% money-back guarantee to hold ourselves accountable to making sure that you get what you're after.
Just fixing the problem today. If they have another problem 5 days down the road, it's still fixed rate or it's free.
We use what's called straightforward pricing. Our technicians are going to give you an exact to-the-penny price on what it's going to take before they move forward with any repair. That way you know what to expect.
It's the same price every day.
No surprises.
If you get off work at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you come home, you realize that, oh, my furnace is broken. Now you need to call somebody out that night. You shouldn't have to pay more for that.
We're guaranteeing service 24/7.
We run afternoons, evenings, nights, weekends. We're staffed to work that.
Phone rings at 3 in the morning. You'll get one of our representatives answering the phone every time.
We're not sending you out to Timbuktu in some call center. It's our Service Legend team members, our mission control team.
I'll take a call anytime.
And then they answer the phones the same way during the day as they do at night.
It's a great day at your service company. How can we make you smile?
That's the only way to provide true 24-hour service.
When you're able to let somebody actually live in their home safely when they weren't able to do that before, where they don't have to stay up at night and worry about, is the heat going to come back on? Are we going to freeze the pipes? Is the baby in the room next door going to be sick because they got too cold? When you're able to help somebody overcome challenges like that, that's impacting a life. That makes a difference. I get goosebumps thinking about it.
I love the team. I love the people that I work with.
We have fun, but we work hard.
I call them my ambassadors of legendary service. If you could just envision what that is, that's who we're sending.